Hi everyone, welcome, and thank you for joining. Before we start, I think we'll give it a few moments for people to join us. So during this time, I want to do some quick reminders. I think this week is summer elections. So throughout this week, you can go onto the WSU website, you can vote for multiple positions, you can vote for committee positions, faculty reps, some PTO positions and whatnot. So yeah, go out and vote.
Definitely, and if you do, there's a £200 Amazon voucher up for some lucky person if you do get in there, so definitely worth just getting in there and putting a vote in, guys. I also like to remind you on our socials, on all of our socials, we have got pressure drops, which are hints and tips that you may find useful coming up to the last term, well, everything that you got coming up in the next term. So check them out, guys. There's definitely worth a while and it's not too hard and not too much to take in. So check them out, as I said, on all of our socials.
Excellent, thank you. And one more thing, this Friday in Terrace Bar, there is one hell of a juicy, which is happening at 9 PM. Free entry apparently, and apparently there's a DJ called DJ Cuppy who's going to be playing some music and some DJ. I mean that's what
we hope so.
But
that's a Terrace Bar. So yeah, guys, drop in on one hell of a juicy on Friday. How are we doing, guys?
Doing okay? Cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. I think we can probably make a start now. So thank you for everyone for coming along. This is the second academic talk, and this academic talk will be focused on academic appeals. And this is live on Instagram, so thank you for joining today. So my name is Chi Shang, I am the current societies officer, and I'm also the incoming education officer here at the Warwick Students' Union. And I just want to remind everyone that this is live, and we welcome any questions, comments or feedback in the chat, and later on we will read some of the questions out and try to answer them to the best of our abilities. So I guess let's make a start. So I want to introduce you to our welfare advisor.
Hi, so I'm Bianca Bowles. I am a welfare advisor at the Advice Centre of the Students' Union. So hi, guys.
Excellent. Thanks, Bianca. So Bianca, can you tell us, our viewers, a little bit of what the Advice Centre does?
Oh, yeah. So the Advice Centre is a free and confidential service available to all students at Warwick. Upcoming students and also students who have left us up to a year after. We are independent from the university and we provide impartial support and advice and representation to any students with anything affecting you whilst you're at Warwick. So if you're experiencing any kind of problems, anything, feel free to drop us a message on our inquiry form. If we can't help you, we will definitely try to find somebody who can. So don't hesitate to get in touch, no matter how small it is. So depending on your issue, we triage all of our inquiries that come through. So the more urgent ones, we will get back to you as soon as possible. We do try to get back to everybody within 48 hours, but we generally try to get there within the day. So depending on what your issue is, whether it be meetings with the university where you need representation, or if you just need quick advice via email, telephone, or we can do Teams calls, feel free to just drop us a line.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So let's move on to the topic at hand and the reason why we're all here, academic appeals. So Bianca, can you tell our members today what is an appeal?
Yes, I can. Now, guys, I've got this in front of me. This is just to make sure that I don't forget anything. So I do know what I'm talking about. So an appeal is a request to review a decision. You can appeal lots of different things at the university, but today we're going to be looking specifically at academic appeals, which are to do with your exam and your courses.
Excellent. So go through it through stages. First of all, Bianca, can you tell us what you can't appeal?
There's a lot you can't appeal, I'll be honest with you, but one thing I want to just kind of make sure everybody understands, because the biggest question that we get from students is about marking. So you can't appeal academic judgment. So that means you can't ask for your marks to be looked at or remarked. So that's definitely one of the things you can't. But there's many things, but I think that's what we want to focus on more than anything. Obviously we may not all be happy with our results or what's happened after, but everything is double checked, so it's not something that we can appeal at Warwick.
Thank you. And conversely, could you go through to our viewers on what they can actually appeal on?
Yeah, sure. So this varies slightly depending on whether you're an undergraduate or a postgraduate. I'll try to explain without rambling too much. So if you are an undergraduate first or second year, you can only appeal if you've been asked to withdraw from your course. As a final undergraduate student, you can appeal your grade, but only if it falls under certain categories, and also if you've failed and not been given the chance to resit. But before you can appeal, it has to fit under a certain category, under a certain ground. So I'm just going to quickly go through them. As an undergraduate, you need to have evidence of anything that the Board of Examiners didn't know previously, and we also need to be able to explain to them why you didn't let them know beforehand. Now that can be anything, guys, whether it be physical health, mental health, financial issues, anything like that may have affected your studies or your exams at that period, and we need to have evidence of that to be able to appeal. You can, under the evidence of procedure irregularity, so if something's gone wrong within the exam and we can evidence that, you can appeal that also. And also evidence of prejudice or bias, which hopefully doesn't happen to anybody, but that is always there as an option. For postgraduates, you can appeal when no qualification is to be awarded and you need to withdraw, and a qualification other than what you registered for has been awarded, or you've been required to transfer to another course. So they're the things as a postgraduate taught student you can appeal. For postgraduate research, it's pretty much the same. The only difference is if you've been permitted to continue on your course, but only as an MPhil without the choice to upgrade to a PhD, you can also appeal that. There is an extra category as a postgraduate that you can appeal under, and that's if you have evidence of inadequate supervision. So it is a little bit more complicated than that, and all information is on the website, on our website and on the uni website. But if you have any questions, you can always drop into us and ask us.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Bianca. This is really helpful information, considering we're about to hit exam season, and also submission deadlines, which are fast approaching. So, Bianca, can you tell our viewers how you can make an appeal?
Yeah, sure. So appeals need to be submitted, and this is important, within 10 working days of your official notification from the exam board. And generally appeals are dealt with within 80 working days. But to actually appeal, you need to complete a form. The form you can find on the university website, and there's also a link on our website for you to get that. You need to have concise details about your reasons for appeal, along with your evidence, and also good reasons as to why you didn't inform them before. Again, don't worry or panic about any of that. If you're not sure, get in touch and we'll help you through that. And we're also more than happy to check through your forms before you submit them to make sure that they're strong and that you've got everything that you need. Because a lot of appeals that don't go through, it's just because the right information isn't on that form or it's not been done in the right time scale. So please feel free to get in touch if you're not sure.
Thank you very much. So can you tell members what happens after they submit an appeal, and what can they expect?
Yeah, so the appeal will be looked at by an appeal review panel. And it's important that you know that no academic staff from a student's department or their studies will be involved in that review panel. And a decision will be made as to whether to reject the appeal. So, for example, you've not done it in time, or the information isn't in line with the regulations, or it will be considered by the appeals committee or sent back to the exam board. But you will be informed in writing. And if it goes to an appeals committee, you will be informed again in writing. You'll have 10 working days to prepare. You're allowed to take somebody with you as to support and representation. That can be a friend. It can be somebody from the Students' Union. So again, not sure, get in touch. You'll then attend the committee, and we'll then go through all your options with you. And at the end of that, you'll either be upheld or it will be rejected.
Excellent. So let's say a student submits an appeal, but then found out that appeal was rejected. So what will happen now?
If it's been rejected?
Yeah, it's rejected.
Okay,
yes.
So if it's been rejected, again, you will be informed in writing. So you'll receive what's called a completions of procedure letter, or a COP letter, if you've heard that before. And that's your official end of process as such. And at that stage, you can take that to the OIA, who is the Office of the Independent Adjudicator. So they they are your last step as such, and you have got 12 months to put that, that appeal in. But I recommend that you come and have a chat with us or with somebody, whether that be a personal tutor or somebody, with regards to you submitting to the OIA, because I wouldn't want anybody wasting their time.
Yeah.
There is some things that we need to look through before you do that. So yeah, get in touch with us if that does happen. But don't panic, don't worry. Unfortunately, these things do happen. But come and have a chat with us if you're not sure.
Excellent. Thank you very much. So, for those who joined late, Bianca, could you do a quick summary of the process and how to
I'll
do
try.
and stuff like that?
I'm sorry, I'll try to do this without rambling. It is a long process, but it's not as complicated as I think some people think it is. But in short, there are only specific grounds that you can appeal under. 3 for undergraduates, 4 for postgraduates. Evidence of something that's happened that the exam board are not aware of, procedural irregularity, prejudice or bias, and for postgrads it's inadequate supervision. And again, as long as if you've been asked to withdraw, change a course, there are, as I said, more things there. I won't go into all the list again. Feel free to have a look on the website. But on a whole, you then, to appeal, you need to fill out a form, which is again online. You have to do that within 10 working days. That will be looked at, either accepted or rejected, and then you have the option to go to the OIA later. That is a very quick roundup. So, but again, guys, get in touch. We are here to support and talk you through the process if you're not sure.
Thank you very much. So, Bianca, just a final question.
Mm-hmm.
Where can students find more information?
So the university website has got Regulation 42, so all the information is on there. It is kind of big and heavy, so if you're not sure, again, get in touch. Our website also has got information on there which tries to condense it a little, but all that information is either on our website or on the university website. But again, you can get in touch with us through our website and our inquiry form, and we will pick that up and get in touch with you as soon as possible.
Thank you very much. So, I think it's time, as I said earlier, at the beginning of this talk, we can go through some of the comments and questions which have been posted from our viewers. So, I'm going to be thinking up this. Okay, so having a quick look. So Bianca, is anything else you think students should know about this sort of process, or maybe a bit more about the Advice Centre?
I think more than anything is just obviously not to panic. There is a time scale to it, so obviously the sooner you get in touch with us, the better. Anything that you're not 100% sure of, just do get in touch, because the last thing we want is that you get in touch with us the day before the appeal needs to get in, which then makes it very difficult for us to kind of go over everything or give you anything more that you need to advise. So as soon as you get that, if there's something that you're not sure about, get in touch and we'll go from there. But yeah, the Advice Centre, again, on a whole, obviously we are on campus. We are not currently an open door, but you can get in touch and we can make appointments to see you face to face. But we also do telephone, Teams and email advice, so we will try to support you the best that we can for any students that need it.
Okay, awesome. We've finally got some questions for you. So, first question: does a student need evidence to submit an appeal?
Yes, it's very difficult to even get past the first hurdle without evidence. Now, evidence can be you obviously ideally evidence of what's happened, but also more importantly about the impact that's had on you. They're very similar to mitigation, so you do want to be able to speak to somebody if it is having an impact on you, especially mentally, either well-being or your doctor, or if you've spoken to us, support letters or anything like that can be used as evidence.
Excellent. Another question: how can the Advice Centre team help students with their appeal process?
As I said, if you get in touch with us, we can help you from, if you've done the form already and you just want us to check it over, we can do that. So again, in touch, send it through to us, we'll have a look through, make any comments, any suggestions of anything that may need changing. I'll let you know whether it's good to go. But if you're stuck from the beginning or you're not sure, again, just get in touch and we can start from start to finish, we can help you through the process.
Excellent. And I noted there was like an 80-day sort of period that you stated earlier, but on sort of an average, on average, how long does an appeal take?
Oh, I genuinely, it would be wrong for me to say. So 80 is what they go by. Some of them can be done a lot quicker. Sometimes it takes longer. So for that reason, I wouldn't like to say. The university do try their hardest to obviously stick within their own timescales. Sometimes they do go over that, but sometimes that's done a lot quicker than that. So we'd hope for students' well-being purposes that it's done a lot. It's quicker rather than longer. So that's the hope. I can't give you an average because it very much depends from year to year.
So it depends on the sort of appeals and stuff like that.
The amount, and obviously we've had unprecedented years, haven't we? So there's been lots of difference in numbers over the last few years, and with us being this first year back on campus, we will have to see how it goes this year.
Excellent. All right. Thank you very much, Bianca. So I think that's it with all the questions and the comments, and thank you for those questions. So just to round up, next week we're delivering another talk for the advice centres anyway, and this time it will be on housing and moving out and sort of dealing with renting property and stuff like that. So you'll be joined by the advice centre team and the Warwick accommodation team, and they will help to inform you on the processes of moving out and what you need to know about that. And so that will be this time next week, same time, etc. And a link can be found on the Advice Centre's help and support pages under the Housing Talk section. So from that, we'll also make this talk available on SU social media and also available on the SU website. So obviously, please share with your friends, and it'll be uploaded within the next week. So just a few thanks before we close. I want to thank Bianca and the Advice Centre team for putting this all together just for you. I also want to thank the comms team who helped get this out to everyone and helped set up the tech stuff. I also want to thank you, the audience, for coming, listening, sharing, watching. Hopefully you have found this information helpful, and we look forward to seeing everyone next week. And of course, good luck on your exams if you have any, and good luck on any assignments which are due soon.
Yeah, guys, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.